Do you know that many final expense sales agents end up facing common challenges and it really makes them hate the process? Well, I'm going to give you a front seat view on what you're going to despise before you dive into this industry. Final expense sales is phenomenal, but I'm going to be discussing what you're going to hate, what you're going to have to be prepared for so that you can move forward in your career. I want you to find crazy levels of success, but if you don't know what you're going to hate, how are you going to be ready to navigate this industry? We're going to give it to you today in the raw, real way that we do. So I hope you enjoy this content. Before I go into this, my name is Jason. I'm your friend in the industry, and I've been in this industry over 2+ decades, 20+ years, and I love every minute of it. But I'm going to give you the front seat view on what you're going to say is horrible before you dump into this. So we do recruit agents nationally. If we can do anything to partner with you, jasonfinalexpense.com, including free resources, no matter what work family that you reside in, even if you just need leads. So in today's video, it really is all about what you're going to hate and despise. And the first thing that you're going to hate is rejection. You're like, are you kidding me? Yes. Rejection will come at you so fiercely that you're just going to fall on your back. It's going to make you do backflips off the front door when you get a lead and you go there like, hey, I'm here to sell you a life insurance policy. Boom. You're going to get it on the chin with, I didn't do that. And it doesn't matter if you've got the return address label and the stamp that was just licked a week ago on the card. Even if it was a direct mail final expense insurance lead, you're gonna get rocked. I promise you. You've got to be ready or you're gonna get just smoked here. And I'm talking about rejection. I'm talking about objection. And you can't be so focused on the negative when they say an objection to you, because if not, you're going to be like, oh, crud. What do I say when they say I got to talk to my daughter? Or what are they going to, what are you going to say when I say, mail it to me? Or I didn't do that. What? You've got to be ready to help these folks. But a lot of folks, when they get hit with objections and rejection, we go negative, don't we? If we're not prepared, will be pushy. We cannot have this. This is why you have to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, you're going to say, I hate the leads. I hate these sales calls. And sometimes people say, I don't like these people. And that's horrible for people to say. But the reason that they say that is because they look at a prospect because the prospect was stronger than them in handling maybe objections. They were good at giving you the objections. You weren't gifted at a proper polished response that's professional, and then you blame the client. We've got to look in the mirror and go, you know what? Was I ready to absorb that blow? Was I ready for defense? Because you're going to say you hate this business if you're not ready for defense. You cannot be defensive when a client gives you an objection. You must be prepared to give a powerful response that's polished, professional, and smooth and ready. It's all about knowing that the negative's going to come. I'm going to say this when they say that, but this isn't like the fighting nuns. You're going to say it naturally because you've practiced and you've drilled and you've rehearsed this. This isn't a business where you just jump in and just buy a bunch of leads and get beat up on the porch until hopefully you're still alive in the industry. That's a way to be a statistic. You've got to practice, you've got to drill, you've got to rehearse common objections so that you are ready when you get on that door, or you are ready when you get on that phone. If you do final expense telesales, objections are real. They're going to not always be reality, though. You've got to be able to look through the objections and uncover what is the real reason they're saying this to me. If they say mail it to me or I didn't do this and you know they did, a bad final expense agent is going to go, yeah, you did. And we're not 2-year-olds here. We've got to tune ourselves up to be a polished professional that's prepared to give a good response that's in the client's best interest. And sometimes you just can't win. And when that happens, you got to walk away and go to the next person when you hear no. There's some people you just can't help. This happens as well. Final expense telesales objections happen where sometimes you get sworn out at. And there's some calls that you got to go, okay, this person's caustic. Next. You've got to stay positive in the midst of pain. If you can't stay positive in the middle of a painful objection handling moment when you're in calls or over the phone, you're probably going to say this business isn't for me. You've got to be prepared. You've got to be able to navigate negative hurdles when you're dealing with common objections. So the next thing I want to share with you is you've got to be able to build trust, and that doesn't happen by going quickly for the sale. You've got to ultimately increase your success by being in a position where you can handle objections head on. You've got to have a very systematic process that you will follow, just like a recipe, so that you can help the client at the end go, oh, I like this. All right. No different than if you're in the kitchen making cookies, you've got to have a certain order. Well, in a sales call, there's an order that you must uncover and have at your fingertips to take your career to the next level. It isn't the Wild West here. You're going to get rocked if you're just trying to figure it out in the home. You must be in a place that you limit frustration and you move forward to help the client win. And if you're prepared, guess what? If you trust the process, you're not going to have anxiety. You're not going to have frustrated moments. The moment comes when you are prepared. If you've watched The Matrix, where you can handle all of the challenges, doesn't mean you're going to like them, but they won't hit you. The bullets are coming at you, so to speak, of I didn't do that. I'm not going to buy from you. I don't got money. All these things are going to be said to you. Are you ready? Agents that are ready don't really have the same frustration that a unprepared don't have the money. You're going to have people that you sell, and then maybe you pushed them and you put them in a policy that wasn't suitable because it was in your best interest to get the highest premium, but it wasn't in the client's. You've got to be one that can make sure that everything is within their budget, or you're going to get beat up and say, I hate this business. A small margin of your business is going to go sideways no matter how good you are. Around 20% of the business is going to go, okay? When you're a brand new agent, maybe 25% if maybe you're not real polished. It's going to get better, but there's a margin of people that don't maybe pay their bills the way you and I do. It's a piece of the picture that you need to explore because you're going to hate it if you think 100% of your business is going to stick and stay. It's not the truth. You got to be ready to navigate this. Final expense leads are not sales. If you're a final expense telesales agent looking for the top leads, we've got inbound leads, outbound leads, aged leads currently, why you can still get them. But you've got to be one that works the leads. And out of 100 leads, you're not going to get 100 sales. That is not the truth. And if you're expecting that, you're going to say, I hate this business and these leads stink. You've got to understand a top final expense telesales agent with inbound leads, the best agents will get right around mid 40s of a closing ratio. But if you're not that good at first, you're probably not going to have that high of a margin in a ratio. You've got to be one that says, you know what? I'm just going to get better every day. When I hear no, I'm just going to go to the next sales call if I've given it my all. But if you cut corners, it's going to cost you more than you know. You can't cut corners in a sales presentation. You can't cut corners in your training. You've got to go through the process as a brand new agent to be trained, to be mentored in final expense telesales, to be mentored in final expense sales so that you're set up for success. But even when you are, you're going to say at times, ooh, that was a tough one. It takes your belief and diminishes it. Understand this business is all about you believing that you are there to help them. It's about you believing that you are that person that's going to be passionate about pursuit. You've got to pursue the heart of your client, and you've also got to be committed. You can't lower your commitment. You can't be distracted. No different than in a marriage. A good marriage, oh my goodness, it's phenomenal, right? You find that one lady or that one man that you're 100% committed to, your focus is just them, right? In this industry, if you're in a final expense place and you're like, I want to sell final expense insurance, keep your focus on one thing. Don't get your eyes on other things. That's a quick way to divorce yourself in this career. You must be laser focused at first. And then once you find massive levels of success, then maybe grab Medicare insurance or then maybe grab annuity sales. That is the second thing that you'll focus on once you've really laser focused here and have helped a lot of folks, more importantly than not. So by acknowledging some of these challenges, you can be better prepared for final expense sales, and you can really set yourself up for success when you have a good mentor, good systems, good scripts. It's very important that you understand some of these pitfalls because brand new agents and even veteran agents that dive into final expense sales will face these same struggles. And I want you to find success. If we can do anything to serve you, jasonfinalexpense.com will help you in any way we can. And remember, you've got what it takes. We'll see you soon.